What do you think is the best day of the week to take off?
The best day is either a Monday or a Friday, because then you get a 3-day weekend.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely between Monday or Friday. The question is, which one of those is it?
But I'm not gonna lie, I'd put a Tuesday or a Thursday up there as well.
Oh, okay.
Tu-
Thursday I could see. Tuesday, no. I don't understand
Tuesday
the point of taking a Tuesday off.
Tuesdays are usually the longest day of the week, right? Because you're past Monday, but you
Yeah.
still got a long way to go. So if you can kind of just hop that hurdle and get straight to Wednesday, the week's already half over.
Yeah, but then you're working Monday, you're taking
Yeah.
Tuesday off, so it's really like you've got two Mondays in some way. That's why I don't think Tuesday is going to be good. I could see Thursday getting a little bit of love for a good day of the week to take off because Friday's kind of an off day. I would actually say my I'm going to go with Monday. I'm going to say Monday is the best day of the week to take off cuz Friday's kind of already off a little bit.
I'm happy for you. Fridays, because usually like you have more plans on Friday night than you do on Monday nights.
Yeah, you can take advantage of a Sunday. So what's your
You
day?
can.
Which one are you picking at the end of it?
I'll pick Friday.
Oh, well, that's wrong. It's Monday.
Okay.
I polled the audience about this. It was close. 43% said Monday, 9% said Wednesday, 48% said Friday.
Okay. I mean that seems about right. That's probably what the consensus would say, I would think.
I think taking Monday off makes the week easier. Taking Friday off gets you a head start on the weekend.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all I got, man.
What
I'm a little bit distracted by the fact that your sweater slash jacket slash whatever that thing is matches your wallpaper.
I even have a look at I have like a little boob pocket or whatever they call it.
Oh, the chest pocket?
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't think
Tech
I don't
pocket.
I've never seen any value in the chest pocket. I don't think I've ever once put something in a chest pocket.
I think it's a very old school thing. Like my father used to put pens and cigarettes in there and lighters.
That's the only thing it's for. Cigarettes. The chest pocket can only be used for cigarettes and pens, I guess, if you work in some sort of data or engineering field or medical. But otherwise, it
I
has to be cigarettes. I'm a
All right.
professional.
Here's some shout outs for you instead. Let's see. We'll start with Adeline Glenn, Zaid Whitehead, Jamari Corona, Nixon Stein, Jasmine Sweeney, Zaylee Case, Abdullah Foley, Cassidy Duarte, Mateo Lee, and Paige Mahia. Oh,
Ooh, I like the
yeah.
name Paige. I always like the name Paige. That's a good name. Paige, Chloe, those kind of traditional but slightly different names for a girl. Can't go wrong with a Paige.
Good talk. Let's see. I'm hoping that this is a good conversation, but I know you're gonna shit on it right
Okay.
away.
Okay.
So
Set the bar low. Set the bar low.
all I'm gonna say, I'm gonna ask one question, and how you answer that, I'm just gonna move on or continue. All right?
Okay.
Did you watch the gold medal hockey game?
No. I did
All right.
think about it. I did think about it, but I did not watch it.
Okay. Well, I said I would move on, so I'm gonna move on. Um, were
Was
you
it
a
a good
fan?
game? Was it a good game?
I mean, it was from start to finish. It's probably the best hockey game I've ever seen from start to finish.
Wow.
Not my
Okay.
favorite moments, but best hockey game start to finish. And damn it, Nick, the highlight of the game by far was so Team USA was heavily represented by the state of Michigan. I should point that out there. The
Here we
game
go.
winning goal scorer, him and his brother are from Metro Detroit. But
Okay.
regardless, in the third period, the guy's name is Jack Hughes. You know what? I should bring up this photo to show you. Have you seen it? You've seen it, right?
No.
Jesus, man.
None of the. I don't know a single thing about anything that you're talking about. I didn't watch the game. I don't know who Jack Hughes is. I'm not even sure where Michigan is. Is it still a part of the United States? I don't think that it is.
That's fair. So just for everybody out there, I'm bringing up, and I'm sure people out there know what this is. I'm showing Nick a picture of Jack Hughes. So can you see that dude's mouth?
That looks like a hockey player, right? Like I like to see. Is that blood or is that the mouth guard?
That's blood. So in the third period, he took a high stick to his chiclets there, knocking out 3 of them. Right?
God dang.
And that's the remnants, by the way, the aftermath. So they go to overtime. He scores the game-winning goal. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think you can get a more American-looking photo than that. I mean, that's a fantastic photo, right?
Well, I mean, if he had a gun.
Maybe an eagle on his shoulder.
Eagle and a gun, yeah.
But in saying that, it was a fantastic moment. The men's and women's USA hockey teams won gold, which is fantastic if you're an American fan. No?
No, because, like, look, my opinion on the Olympics, I've stated it before, is that the United States should win. We have almost 350 million people. We're the richest country on earth. Like, we should win every event. So, like, when I hear the United States beat somebody else in this sport, like, yeah, we probably should have.
But I think it's a little sweeter because it's Canada, right? They're our neighbors. They're like this, our stepbrother, stepsister, whatever. And, like, that's their sport is hockey, right? That's Canadians is hockey.
It's still the population thing. Like, I can't really get into it just because it's like, hey, it's like the big city beating the town of 10,000. Like, yeah, should have.
I understand what you're saying, but do you feel the same about, like, the World Cup? Are you not going to be excited when the U.S. beats, I don't know, Peru?
No, because we should. Like,
we probably won't, by the way. We
probably won't, but we should win it. You should.
Fine.
You're the biggest. You're one of the most populated, richest countries on earth. You should win.
Well,
I can't get super excited about, like, it's like keeping your kid out of jail. Like, you don't get credit for that. You should win.
Well, to your point, by the way, the United States came in second in medals behind
Norway. Which is crazy. Like, how do we lose to a country with a population of, like, it's probably in the single millions. That shouldn't happen.
Norway's population is 5.7 million compared to our 342 million people.
Right. Like, I don't see how we can get excited about this. I just don't think that you can get excited about it because you're essentially, like, we have cities that are bigger than that. So I can't in my rational, logical brain really get excited about, like, yeah, you probably should have.
That's fair. All right, fine. Well, that, as I figured, that went to shit. Dr. McSteamy? Nothing?
No, I don't know who that is.
Okay. Well, he passed away last week. Eric Dane. Pretty young.
Ooh.
Dr. Oh, like, you know who it is now.
No, I don't, but I know, like, there's been a lot of celebrities that have been going early. There's been
he
a
was
lot
married
of
to Rebecca Gayheart,
early.
if you remember her.
No. How do you know all these things? Like, how do you know?
You don't know who that is? Where's my phone?
No. I mean, like, I've seen. She looks kind of familiar. To me? She looks like Denise Richards.
Yeah, similar. So, and they were pretty popular at the same time back in the, mid '90s, early 2000s. How do I know this? I don't know. It's just pop culture. Like,
I've never been a huge pop culture person.
I mean, I can tell you they're still looking for Nancy Guthrie. Did you know that?
I don't think at this point, I don't think that they're going to find her anytime soon.
I don't
think. That's a crazy one.
We talked about this a little last episode. I don't get it, man. With everything and technology, and, like, now they're saying that the suspect apparently visited her house, hours before. It's like, but you couldn't track her movements from when she left the house? Like,
well, she's not microchipped.
I don't mean that. You said it really well last episode. Is I've never lived in the desert or in an area that is desolate like that. So, there's a lot of places where you could do something to somebody, and it's going to take a long time to find them.
Once you get out of the city, I don't really know. I'm always, like I said before, I'm always equally surprised that they can't find them and that they can at the same time. And I don't know which one is which.
This was an interesting question that was brought up and kind of debated, at least amongst my household. And if you had to sit down and watch one movie franchise from start to finish, would it be Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
Well,
Now, let's put a limit on Star Wars because I know there's like 15 of them. We'll say 4, 5, and 6, the original trio that came out in the 70s and late 80s, or mid 80s, I should say, or the 3 Lord of the Rings movies.
the 3 Lord of the Rings movies, I think, are the stronger movies. But once you go into like the Battle of the Five Armies and the Hobbit trilogies, ooh, man, that starts to wear on you a little bit. And Star Wars doesn't have a lot of great movies outside of the original trilogy either. Although I can make a strong argument that Revenge of the Sith is one of the best movies that they have. I wonder which one takes the longest to watch. Which franchise would take you the longest to watch? It's probably either Bond or Avengers or the Marvel movies.
Yeah, probably.
I bet it's James Bond because they've got like almost 30 of them, I think.
Have you ever seen any of those, like the
James Bond movies?
The originals, like the 60s, 70s ones?
No,
kind of tough
I don't
watches.
think I've watched. Yeah, Pierce Brosnan is probably the first Bond that I watched. I don't think that's a movie that you go back and watch those, really.
So according to this, the Godzilla franchise would be one of the longest to watch because of its 30-plus movies.
Oh, because they've made so many of them. But then I feel like that is a little bit... Then if you also added in like Marvel animated movies... Depends how they... What else was on there? The Godzilla? Did they give you a top 5? Because now I'm really... Okay, can I guess it? While you look this up, I'm going to go ahead and guess.
Okay.
I'm going to go Godzilla, only because we now know that. Then probably the Marvel movies. And movies like the first Hulk don't count. Like, it has to be in that Avengers kind of timeline they all tie together. I'm going to go Godzilla, Avengers-ish movies, Bond, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings.
So, I'm looking at this on the fly. I don't think this is correct. Because this is Batman is number 3 because he's been in 57 movies.
Well, that would make sense. There's been a lot of Batman movies, even if you don't count the ones like Justice League or Suicide Squad or whatever, that he's kind of like, he's there a little bit.
Like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's called, has, as of 2025, 37 plus movies. So that's pretty long. Yeah. There's 2 that I've never even heard of. Tora-san, which is a Japanese series that went for about 55 years that had over 50 movies.
I feel like other countries don't count.
Okay, gotcha. So it's MCU, Batman, Bond, and Godzilla. Those are the top 4, according to longevity and how many movies were made.
Okay. Now, I would then go Star Wars, then Lord of the Rings, because there's just more Star Wars movies than they are Lord of the Rings stuff.
Yeah.
If you put in TV shows, Star Wars might catch up there. Okay, all right. Which one was what did you want to watch? Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
Oh, well, actually, I just rewatched Lord of the Rings, the theatrical releases, not the extended versions.
Have you ever? I've never watched an extended version of any movie.
I have. It's fine, I guess. I don't know. I think it's taken out for a reason most times. Like, there's no reason why a movie should be 4 hours. There just isn't.
No. How long is your perfect movie?
Between an hour and a half to 2 hours. I like a good, I don't know how you feel, but if I'm going to invest my time in movies, I like it to be an actual movie. You know what I mean?
I don't know when the last time that I would say that I sat down and watched a full movie, like front to back, just watched it. It could be. It's definitely more than 10 years.
Well, got pretty sick the last week, so I think I watched about 15 movies. So I caught up on a lot of the movies I wanted to see, which was nice. So
When are you going to admit that you want people to feel sorry for you when you get sick?
I don't. I don't want it all.
You try to get a little bit of sympathy. When you get sick, you try to get a little sympathy. You probably throw in a fake cough. Honey.
I mean, nobody needs. You don't need to know how many throat lozenges I sucked down before coming on.
Lozenges.
I'm sorry. Did you say sausages?
Lozenges. I'm sure you had plenty of sausages. Well,
no, I'm
throat sausages.
I'm going
of both
I'm going
kinds.
Good. I tell you, the weather here though has been pretty crazy.
Oh my god, I'm not talking about that. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna go. Let's just go to our top 5 then, because I know this is you're gonna probably go on about this forever.
Are we? We're moving right on. Okay, that's fine.
Just move on to it. Okay, so our top 5 is top 5 sports movies. Sorry, top 5 sports movies. What's your number 5?
Man, I feel like I could have done probably like an every major sport top 5 list. I think so. This was
okay.
This was by far probably the tough. I mean, obviously we like sports. I like sports a lot. This is tough. So here we go. My
Just
number
one
5.
One question. Is one real quick? One question. In any of the movies that you picked, did the team you're rooting for win? Or because you're in Detroit, where they've never won anything of consequence, do you always like? Are you allowed to watch a movie? Do you even understand the concept of winning? Because no, you can't watch any movies with champions because you're not a champion. I'm a champion. So only I can watch movies where there's a championship on the line. Like, I don't know if you could even relate to the concept of a championship. Do you know? Have you heard the word?
I have. I mean, you're right. The Detroit Red Wings haven't won the championship in a few years, but they did win it in my lifetime.
What sport is that?
Hockey, which we spent 5 minutes talking about earlier.
Oh, okay. I'm only considering major sports.
What's major sports to you? Basketball?
Well, it's essentially
only?
just football. It's essentially football. It's football.
Yeah, well,
Football is the biggest sport in America. Oh, but I won the Pee Wee leagues. Oh, great. Congratulations. No, guys, I was really good in high school. That's what you're doing right now. Oh, we got a really good high school team.
I didn't say a
That's
word.
what you're doing. That's what you're thinking. That's what your mindset is. It's not a championship mindset. You don't understand what it's like to be a champion. Not a champion. John, not a champion. Okay, let's get into our top 5 with John, not a champion, Shull.
Well, you know what? That's a perfect segue because my number 5 is about a person who, you're right, never became what he thought he was going to be. And it's one of the best movies I've ever seen, not just sports movies. But my number 5 is The Wrestler.
Oh, that's a good movie. I thought about putting The Wrestler on their list, but I also feel like that's one of those things where, that's kind of his life too at the same time. Like that character was a little bit close to his life.
Because I can tell you, being a professional independent wrestler,
okay, sneak it in there, sneak it in. I like it.
That doing that, especially back in the day when when you had to do it, like there was no other outs for certain people. Like if you wanted to try to make it, I mean it is excruciating. I mean it is. I to be honest with you, and I'm not putting down the business. I don't know how people, have that much love for something. Like, I love professional wrestling. I could not do it like these amateur and indie people do it. I mean, you're spending years going out in front of 100 people, sometimes maybe 50, to make a hot dog. Like, still.
You have to be, I'm sure that it's the roar of the crowd, right? Like it's something that you can't get that kind of feeling in anything else.
Well, it is awesome. And like I said, I've only been in front of like 200 people. It is awesome. Especially when they like chant like, this is awesome. Or like some random stranger tells me to go F myself. Like, it's good.
Do you have a wrestling name? Could it be John, not a champion, Shull? Could
Actually,
you get
no.
near the championship? That'd be a good wrestling name for you.
I am a champion. Thank you very much. I would have a ring because we had an event this past Saturday, but I couldn't go to it because of my sickness. But I have
my God. That's why you're not a champion.
I
How can you
couldn't
be
go.
a champion? I was sick. You think
Anyways,
The Rock or John Cena is like, oh, I got a little cold, guys. I can't go to WrestleMania. Wow.
I wouldn't. I don't know if I would miss WrestleMania with what I had.
Maybe
Anyways,
it's going to be Buttercup. John Buttercup.
My number 5 is The Wrestler. What's your number 5?
The Big Lebowski. Big Lebowski is a sports movie. It's about bowling. Bowling is at the center of Big Lebowski. Big Lebowski is a great sports movie.
I am all about, sports being a secondary theme and it still being a sports movie. But I don't think of The Big Lebowski and the first thing I think about is bowling.
It's up there, though. Any sports movie is really just a story about like perseverance. And that's what the dude is doing. He's on a quest to find out what happened with his carpet.
Well, so my number 4 is similar,
obstacles.
I guess. And my number 4 is Caddyshack.
Oh, okay. I think that's way too low to have Caddyshack. I think Caddyshack should be much higher. My number 4 is The Karate Kid.
Okay, I have that on my honorable mention. I mean, it's probably the only mixed martial arts movie that I've seen and say that I'll like.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, does Roadhouse a sports movie?
No.
No, not really, I guess no.
That's not a sports movie.
Karate Kid is the best MMA or mixed martial arts related movie by far. I don't think anything even comes close to it.
Look at Roadhouse. You would bring up Roadhouse, man.
Kurt Russell, baby.
That's not, is that? Yeah, okay. Yeah, for a second I was.
Is it Kurt Russell?
No, it isn't. It's Patrick Swayze, which is what I thought.
Patrick Swayze. See, that's my theory. You don't even know.
I do know.
What's your number 3?
So this is going to be controversial, and I left Rocky off the list.
Then that makes the list wrong. Rocky has to be on there. I mean, are you going? Ooh, that's another one that would actually be a really long franchise. Is all the Rocky movies? There's 5 Rockies. There's a bunch of Creeds.
I will argue to say that Rocky isn't even the best Rocky in the franchise.
Oh, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. But in saying that, I do have a boxing movie here at number 3, and it's $1 Million Baby.
Oh, okay.
You familiar with that at all? Yeah.
I mean, that I wouldn't have picked.
It's the ultimate story of, just how you work for something, and in the blink of an eye, everything's changed. I don't know if I want to give the plot away, but it's, I believe Hilary Swank won Best Actress. I think it might have won Best Picture. Not that, Oscars really mean a lot to me, but it's, I think, Morgan Freeman's in it. Clint Eastwood, I think, directed it. Is
it a true story? Based on a true story?
I don't know, but I've never forgotten a certain scene, which once again I won't spoil the movie, but it's one of my it's like, I don't know how to say it. It's not one of my favorites, but if I'm ranking sports movies, it's on my top 5 list of sports movies for just the moments itself.
My number 3 is a movie that maybe a lot of people have not heard of. Tour de Pharmacy, which is a comedy kind of spoofing the Tour de France. And it's all just about how they take massive amounts of performance enhancing drugs. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I like Tour de Pharmacy.
It's funny because I have Icarus on my honorable mention, which is the
Icarus.
Icarus?
Yeah,
well,
Icarus.
I have Icarus on my list because of, just the power of that documentary and what it tried to expose, which is, the doping scandals that rocked the cycling world.
Oh, is that what it's about?
Yeah.
I just know it's Icarus. I don't actually know what it's about at all. I thought it was a rugby movie. It's not about
No,
rugby?
you're thinking of Invincible, or no, you're thinking of the one with Matt Damon. God dang it, what's it called?
My number 2 is Rocky 4.
Invictus is what it's called.
Rocky 4, in my opinion, is the best Rocky movie.
By far.
I don't think it's particularly close.
Soundtrack's perfect. Like, everything about it is pretty much spot on.
If he dies.
He dies. All right, my number...
It's going to be sappy. Is it going to be sappy?
I don't think we did my number 2.
Oh, maybe not.
My number 2 is Major League.
Oh, yeah. That's a good movie. I don't know if I could get it in my top 10, but that is a solid movie. No, I'd probably be in my top 10.
I don't think a movie captures the craziness of like a sports team better than that. I mean, you have dudes sleeping with other dudes' wives, other people doing this, and like it's incredibly insane. So,
What's your number 1?
Man, once again, kind of tough, but not at the same time. But my number 1 is Remember the Titans.
Oh, I've never seen that movie. Guess I don't remember the Titans. Is it a follow-up to is it a sequel to the Titans?
Please stop. Just
the sequel is the sequel. It's not a sequel to the Titans. When you remember the Titans,
I don't want them to gain another yard. You blitz all night, man. I don't want to explain it to you. How have you never seen it?
I forgot about the Titans, I guess.
It's incredible. It's maybe one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
My number 1 is Caddyshack, the greatest movie I've ever seen, Caddyshack. That's the kind of movie I want to watch. I don't really want to watch movies to be inspired. I don't really want to watch movies to have some deeper message about perseverance and championing through and how life can knock you down, but you got to get back up. I want to watch a movie about Caddyshack and see Rodney Dangerfield.
Well, and that's the difference. You don't need that inspiration because you're already a champion.
Thank you.
Like
now you understand the championship mindset. You don't need to watch a movie about Everest. You don't need to watch a movie about mountains when you're already on top of Everest. You know what the view is like. I don't need to be inspired. I'm a champion. You need all this motivation because you're so used to losing again and again and again. Like, you've got to find the way to persevere to lose again.
Yeah, you're legit already there. Like,
I'm already there. I'm already at the top. I don't need to watch a movie like that. That's good insight, John. That's the smartest thing you've ever said.
Thank you.
At least today.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. I'm like, oh.
I got a hefty honorable mention. Do you care at all?
Okay, let me hear all your honorable mentions, and I'll give you thumbs up, thumbs down on each one.
All right, here we go. Wait, how is everyone out there gonna know? You got to say thumbs up or thumbs down. I'm just gonna make a sound.
I'll go like, eh. I'll give you meh.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Further again it.
I hate you. All right, let's see. Here we go. The original Rocky.
It's all right. Doesn't compare to Rocky 4.
Varsity Blues.
Everybody in small town America thought that was their town when that movie came out. That's just like us.
The Sandlot.
It's okay. It's overrated. Not as good. It's better in your memory than it is in reality.
Mystery Alaska.
It's a mystery to me. I don't even know what it is.
Miracle.
Be a miracle if I watched it.
Days of Thunder.
I don't know what it is. Oh, wait, is that with Will Ferrell?
Nope, that's
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise and Talladega Nights was the Ricky Bobby one that Will Ferrell's
Talladega
in.
Nights is the better movie. That's if I'm going to watch a racing movie, it's going to be Talladega Nights and not Days of Thunder.
Okay. Bull Durham.
Nothing.
Perfect.
I don't even know if I've ever heard of it.
This is actually quite fun. Kingpin.
Gets overshadowed by the better bowling movie, Big Lebowski. I kind of remember Kingpin a little bit. Like
All right, we're
Woody Harrelson's or Bill Murray's like
yeah,
something. Okay, I couldn't remember which one.
Randy Quaid. It's fantastic. All right, getting down to the bottom here. Blue Chips.
I don't remember which one is that one. Is that Shaquille O'Neal?
Yeah, Nick Nolte, college basketball team.
Oh
They're
man,
buying
he
their-
couldn't act. Man, Shaq can't act. Penny Hardaway could act.
Raging Bull.
Supposedly one of the greatest movies of all time, but I've never seen it. I don't even know if that might be something that is supposed to be one of the greatest movies of all time that I don't even know if I've ever seen a YouTube clip of it.
It's well done. That was in the. I think that was in the. I would argue to say that the run that Robert De Niro had in the late 70s, early 80s of movies was one of the greatest runs of any actor ever. I mean, he had Taxi Driver, he had that. I mean, he was just spitting out bangers for like 3, 4, 5 years.
The only thing that I would put up against it would be Arnold Schwarzenegger with a good, like a run of really good movies that people liked. De Niro had great performances, but I think that you could say like, oh, Schwarzenegger had a big run of movies that were pretty iconic.
I mean, he had The Godfather at that point too, when the other ones kind of came out. I mean, all right. Let's see. Last but not least, Space Jam.
Oh yeah, that's a movie that like, it's not a movie you go back and watch though. Like I'm gonna watch Space Jam again. You know what I really want to watch again? Space Jam. Like I don't really see that happening.
Well, like anything, they had to remake it with LeBron James, and I don't think it was very well done. I haven't seen the remake.
You can't remake a movie like that. Okay, I'm going to give you some, and you say something.
Okay.
This would be the only kind of serious movie that I thought about putting on there is Hoop Dreams.
Yeah, good movie. I mean, not one of my favorites. It's like White Man Can't Jump. White Men Can't Jump to me.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Really hope.
Hope.
That started a whole thing. That threw white men under the bus for a good 20 years. I don't know if we've ever really gotten out of the bus that run over us and White Men Can't Jump.
Well, looking back on it, I'm not sure Woody Harrelson was the right actor to play that role.
Oh no, he was great. Do you know a white man who could? Was there a higher jumping white actor that you thought of?
I mean,
like man, they should have gotten Josh Brolin. He could jump. He had hops.
When was that? That was early 90s. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, Woody Harrelson was perfect, but not perfect for that role. I don't know how to explain my way of thinking.
Air Bud.
Move on.
Like who makes? I just want to know what the economics of the Air Bud franchise is. Like who is they're making money off of this?
Yeah, let's see here.
Lucrative to be making these movies with a dog, and they made like 40 of them. There's Air Bud Golden Receiver. Like Air Bud was doing all kinds of stuff.
So I don't know if this is correct. This can't be right. The original Air Bud made almost $40 million at the box office.
No. Wow. Wait, but how much did it cost? Well, made or like, because like I mean, earned or whatever. I think people earned. Yeah, I can't use the right words necessarily, but there's a difference between like, okay, they sold $40 million worth of tickets, or the movie made $40 million. Like, what was the production budget?
I need to take up 20 seconds and name you off the entire Air Bud franchise.
Give it to me. The Air Bud franchise.
Here we go. Starting with the first movie released August 1st of 1997, and we're going to end with a movie that is slated to be released in August of this year, okay?
Okay,
here we go.
Okay.
Air Bud Golden Receiver, Air Buddies, Snow Buddies, Space Buddies, Santa Buddies, The Search for Santa Paws, Spooky Buddies, Treasure Buddies, Santa Paws 2, oh boy, Super Buddies, Pup Star, Better Together, Pup Star, just Pup Star, Pup Star World Tour, Puppy Star Christmas, and due out this August, Air Bud Returns.
Man, I lost count after we passed 3 and I lost interest in counting.
That's absolutely okay.
That might be longer than the Lord of the Rings franchise.
I so I don't want to be that guy, but how many Airbuds do you think they've gone through over the last 30 years?
Probably gone. I actually know the answer to this because a long time ago, actually probably like 2 or 3 years ago, we had a guy on that was a Hollywood animal agent, and he said there was around 14 different Airbuds that they used for the golden for one of the movies.
For one?
Yeah, I mean you got to have a lot of dogs.
Good God.
And like, could you really, if you're talking about purebred dogs, could you really like look at a couple of golden retrievers next to each other and be like, that's a different one?
No.